I don't know what happened. I was out.
Oh, Jerry!
I was
Jerry,
out.
hello, my friend.
I was out.
If,
I think it
if,
was your fault, Ivan. Maybe you are
yes,
responsible.
if you don't mind, yes, I start correcting the SSI on
Good.
page 144, and we are going for the question number 2.
Very good. Thank you very much, Monitor, because I was out of communication.
Oh, it was it was Javi's idea. It was Javi's idea, not
I
mine.
think so.
But it's
I
my
think so.
pleasure, you know.
So it wasn't you. Ivan, it wasn't you.
Yes.
Okay, thank you for your cooperation, friend. So, Ivan, so you told me that we are checking the homework and we are in item number 4.
2.
In number 2.
Two. Yes, just 2. The first one is letter B, and number 2, Natalie says could be E. Anna says E.
Good. And you?
E. 2. Patrick E. 2.
Good, good. So if all these people think it is letter E, who can say no? It is letter E. But what about number 3 when it says allows players to use their bodies to obstruct their opponents? In number 3, what do you think is the answer? For Patrick is D, for Ivan is D, for Ana Huerta is letter D, and who else? Nobody else? Well, the answer is letter D. Yes, Natalie, very good. The answer is letter D. Now, number 4, which sport makes the wearing of protective equipment optional? In number 4, what is, according to your opinion, the letter? Well, it's B for Patrick, B for Ivan, B for Natalie, and who else? Ana Huerta is letter B. So, yes, it is letter B. 5. Which sport disapproves of players looking at what they say are doing, sorry. A for Anna, and for Ivan is A, for Patrick Pies is letter A, and who else? Anyone else? Yes, Mike. Mike, what? No answer? Well, it's letter A. Number 5 is letter A. 6. Which sport often receives funding from business? E for Anna, E for Ivan, E for Patrick Pies, and nobody else. Yes, Natalie E. Yes, friends, E. E is and Mike. Mike, I don't see your answer, friend. Yes, it's letter E. 7. Which sport isn't played all the year round? Well, for Patrick is D, for Anna is D, for the monitor is letter D, and Mike, it means that you agree, Mike. Is that the idea? Mike, you have few words today. You are not very communicative, Mike. Number 8. Which sport is played mainly for pleasure and relaxation? Number 8. Ivan A, Anna A, Patrick Pies A, and Natalie A. Okay, good, Natalie. Thank you very much, friend. A is correct. 9. Which sport has a ball which is designed to be picked up easily? Number 9. Letter. Well, Mike, I don't know. Anna C, Patrick Pies C, Ivan C, and the answer is C. Yes. 10. Which sport involves contestant holding onto part of each other's clothing? A for my monitor, A for Patrick Pies, A for Ana Huerta. Friends, you are very smart because A Yes, Natalie, very good. A is the answer. So in number 1 is letter B, in number 2 is letter E, in number 3 is letter D, in number 4 is letter B, in number 5 is A, in 6 is E, in 7 D, in 8 A, and in 9 C, in number 10 is letter A. They are exactly 10, so you need 6 to pass. And I think you all passed. And what are we going to do today? We are going to study, Ivan, you are very satisfied. We are going to study the connectors of contrast, friends, because maybe you haven't realized that if you think deeply, we are nothing, completely nothing, absolutely nothing without connector of contrast. Yes or no, Ivan? What can you do in your life without connectors of contrast?
Yes, teacher.
Exactly. If you are not sure, ask Javi. Javi, what are you without Martha?
Come on, Javi.
Absolutely anything.
Exactly that.
My God.
So Martha is for you your connector of contrast. Connector of contrast is something we use. I'm sorry, friends, I am repeating something that you know by memory, but that's my work. I have to do it, right? I have to do it, and I feel pleasure doing it. If I can't, the monitor is going to do it. So I want to do it before he does it. Connectors of contrast is a little particle, a word, a conjunction, a connector, that we use when there are two contrasting ideas, things that in normal condition don't match very well. For example, if I am speaking about a person who is very wealthy, a person who is very rich, and this person in particular doesn't have a house, that doesn't make any sense. It's a kind of contradiction, you know. So I can join the two ideas using one of the connectors of contrast. For example, I can use but. The problem with but is not a problem. But is a connector you study when you study primary school, preschool. So it is not valuable in your exam. I mean, it is correct, but it doesn't give you marks. So instead of but, you can use however. On the other hand, more elegant, right? I can say that Peter, I'm making up a name because it's science fiction, it's not real. Peter is a very wealthy person. However, he doesn't have a house. See that? This is the use of connector of contrast when two things are contrasting ideas and we connect the two sentences to form only one. But now, when you join two simple sentences, they form a complex sentence, which is your level of English. It is not the same to say, Peter is rich, he doesn't have a house. It's like primary kids. But when you say, Peter is a very wealthy person, however, he doesn't own a house. See that? Now this is your language. This is first certificate in English, or in this case, advanced levels of English. Someone who knows what he or she is saying. That's what I want to study with you. That's why I prepared something to show you this. Give me a sec. I'm going to switch off the camera. And I'm going to work with the PowerPoint. Be patient with your teacher. Some connectors of contrast. And now, friends, you will see how I use beautifully some special effects, right? Look at this. Look at this. Look, 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 look at this. Look, one of these days, my God. Ah, yes, look, did you see that? How beautiful the movement of the word. Exceptional. Ah, good, Patrick. Thank you, friend, because I spent hours preparing this and then nobody says a word. Thank you, monitor. Here we have two contrasting ideas. Contrasting, see? Sammy is a handsome young man, for example, my monitor, handsome young man. Sammy has never got a couple. This is something contradictory. Because if he is handsome and young, the normal thing is that he has a lot of girlfriends, which is not correct. Let me tell you, I don't want problems with the girls in the class. This is incorrect, Sammy. Don't do it, right? But in this case, in this particular case, Sammy has never got a couple. I can join these two separate sentences. I can join these two simple sentences. What is a simple sentence? One subject, a verb, and a predicate, right? But I can join, I repeat, the two simple sentences and transform the two simple sentences into just one complex sentence using what? Using a connector of contrast. For example, whereas, see that? Whereas Sammy is a handsome young man, he's never got a couple. My God, it's weird. It's not normal. When I use the connector of contrast, in this case, whereas, at the beginning of the sentence of this complex, because now it is a complex, not simple, it's complex sentence. When I repeat, when I use the connector of contrast at the very beginning, I use a comma between the two sentences. However, if I use whereas at the end of the sentence, I don't use commas. I can say, Sammy has never got a couple, whereas he is a handsome young man. I can say that. I can change the order of sentences. No problem with that. But be careful with the comma. Punctuation is valuable in the exam. When the connector is at the very beginning, comma is enough. But when whereas is in medial position or at the end, you don't use commas. You omit the comma. It's not necessary. Do you hear the drums? Say something, please. Nothing. Thank you, my monitor. Thank you, friends. You are the only one. Well, some connectors of contrast, the same sentences. I don't want you to get lost or confused. The same sentence. Sammy is a handsome young man. Sammy has never got a couple. The same. But now I'm going to use another connector for you to see that the other connector is working similarly. There is no difference between whereas and while, because they are brother and sister. They are family, similar situation. While Sammy is a handsome young man, comma, because while is at the very beginning, he's never got a couple. If I change the elements, I omit the comma. Sammy has never got a couple, while he is a handsome young man. If you translate this into Spanish, it doesn't make much sense. It's not a good translation. You have to adapt it to real circumstances in Spanish. But in English, it sounds beautiful. So here we have the second example, and I repeat, whereas and while are similar. The drums, the movement, and now the same example. And now we join the two simple sentences to form a complex sentence using, in this case, although. But observe that we have the same situation, similar to whereas, similar to while. Although Sammy is a handsome young man, comma, he's never got a couple. Sammy has never got a couple, although he is a handsome young man. Also movement. And now the same examples. And now a different connector. even though. So even though and although are family, similar, synonyms. They work similarly. Movement. Example, now something different. However, is another connector of contrast, but the position in the sentence is different. This is a regular, common position of however. Normally, at the beginning of a second sentence or at the beginning of another paragraph, right? And separated from the sentence by a comma. See that Sam is a handsome young man, period. However, comma, punctuation is very important in your examination. I repeat, Sam is a handsome young man, period. However, comma, he's never got a couple. This is not similar to although, even though, while, and whereas. Is not similar. Observe this. I cannot change the position. I cannot begin. However, he has no. At the beginning of the second sentence, and then a comma, or at the beginning of the new paragraph, and then a comma. The drums, now the movement. Excellent. Very good. Thank you, Mike. And now the same examples, but different connector of contrast. This time is on the other hand. Observe that the translation is different. Be careful, it's not the same, however, and on the other hand, the translation is different, but the work, the function is completely similar. So we can say that, however, and on the other hand, are family. On the other hand, is always at the beginning of the second sentence or at the beginning of the next paragraph, and then a comma. Don't forget that, because Cambridge is going to use this in your exams to check that you know English. The drums, the movement, the examples, a different connector, despite. And here, this is the beginning of tragedy, because despite is completely different to the rest. Despite being, you see, no, despite he is, no. Despite Sammy is, no, impossible. Despite ing. Despite being a handsome young man, comma, Sammy is never got a couple. You can change the position. You can say, Sammy has never got a couple despite being, but in this case, you omit the comma, right? Remember that. Sammy has never got a couple despite being a handsome young man. You can change the position with despite, no problem. But you can never use despite Sammy is a, no, impossible. You can use Sammy is a handsome with although, even though, with whereas, with while, with however, on the other hand, but never with despite. Despite plus ing. The drums, the movement, the examples, and now in spite of. In spite of is a synonym of despite. In the exam, I don't know why, well, I understand, but in the exam, students have the tendency to use despite of. No, despite or in spite of. Be careful with that in the exam. In spite of works similarly to despite. You need an ing. In spite of being a handsome young man, Sammy has never got a couple. Or Sammy has never got a couple in spite of being a handsome young man. The drums, the movement, observation. Analyze this. the drums, the movement, observation. This is another possibility with despite or the synonym in spite of. You can use a noun. Despite Susan, a pesar de Susana. In spite of his family, a pesar de su familia. You see, family is a noun. These are other possibilities, not always ing. It depends. Your possibilities. It depends on the sentence you are working with. The drums, the movements, observation. Another option is a noun phrase. It's similar to a noun, but now you have more elements apart from the noun. Despite the terrible headache. Headache is a noun, but you have an adjective terrible, you have the article there, so it's a noun phrase. A pesar del horrible dolor de cabeza, in spite of the awful climate in the area, coma. So there are three possibilities with despite and in spite of. ing, a noun, or a noun phrase. The drums, no movement. Ah, yes, movement. The end. Questions? It's very simple for you, I think. This is one of the principal grammatical topics of unit number 13, connected of contrast. So now let's go to page 142. Page 142, everybody, because there are some exercises there. I would like to begin with exercise number 3, page 142. Exercise 3, no 1, no 2, exercise 3. Let me go to the book. This is on page 142, 142. Exercise 3, where is it? Here, at the bottom of the page. Complete the following sentences using words from the box. And in the box you have although, but, even though, however, whereas. You are going to use the one that you think is the perfect for the context, right? There are 5 sentences. When you finish, send me a message for me to check it. Well, Martha finished, Patrick finished, and Anna the same. Natalie finished, Ivan finished, so we can check it. I recognized you as soon as I saw you, comma, blank, we'd never met before. Possibilities here. For Patrick, although is perfect. For Ivan, although, or the synonym even though. For Anna, although. For Natalie, even though. For Martha, even though. For Javi, even though. Yes, friends, correct. It can be although, as the monitor said, or the synonym even though. Excellent. Number 2, some people seem to enjoy cold, rainy weather. Blank, I'm not one of them. Bad for Patrick, bad for Ivan, bad Natalie, and and Javi bad, and Anna bad. Excellent, bad. Adults can be slow to learn new skills, comma, blank. Children pick things up very quickly. Where is Patrick? Where is Anna? Where is Ivan? Where is Natalie? Yes, where is? It's perfect here. Perfect, perfect. Yes, Javi, where is? 4. We thought the case was over, period, blank, comma. New evidence has just come to light. However, for Anna, however, for Natalie, however, for Ivan. For Patrick is however, for Javi is however. Yes, yes, however. 5. Blank, I've been here twice before, comma, I'd forgotten where the post office was. Even though for Anna, although for Natalie, even though or although for Ivan the monitor, even though or although for Patrick Paez. Yes, yes, excellent, friends. Excellent, very good, Javi. Although, let's do now exercise number 5. Exercise 5, page 142. Exercise 5, where is it? Let me show you. Oh my God, I made a big mistake. I make a big mistake. Let me see what I can do. Well, I'm always making big mistakes, you know. That's a way of entertaining. My God. 46. A while I get into page 142. Finally. Exercise 5. Exam candidates sometimes make mistakes in their use of linked words for contrast. Find and correct the mistakes in each of these sentences. There are several possible ways of correcting them. Let's work. Mike, what is the meaning of that? You are intriguing me. Ah, Natalie, done. Excellent. Ah, Mike, you mean that you finished? Thank you. I understand now. I'm a little slow. Very good, very good. Well, I think we can check this. Observe number one, for example. Despite you are not a mechanic, despite, and now you, subject, are not, verb, a mechanic, predicate, impossible. With despite, you never do that. So the problem is despite. What are possibilities? Despite not being a mechanic. Anna, yes, very good. Not being, yes, very good. Or you can use although, for example. You can say, although you are not a mechanic, that's possible too. Yes, yes. So there are many ways of solving this situation, right? There are many ways. But despite is incorrect in number one. In number two, there are several kinds of snacks you can have between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. However, However, hot meals are limited to lunchtime. What is the problem here, or how can you solve the problem? But, you can say but hot meal, yes, Javi, yes, it can be a solution for this. Whereas, let me see. Yes, very good, Anna, acceptable. Yes, Natalie, whereas is acceptable. Friends, a question. Imagine that I want to keep, however. Yes, Ivan, very good, although it's acceptable. But listen to this question. Imagine that I want to use, however, I want to use it, I want to keep it. What is the solution in that case? Aha, very good. Yes, Ivan. Yes, exactly that. Yes, Anna, that's a solution. Yes. No, Patrick, you have to use capital lettering, however. Capital letter. The H must be capital. Yes. And then everything is correct. Yes, Ivan. What happened, Ivan? A problem? You can speak, Ivan. What is the problem, friend? You say, Jerry, like you are drowning. Don't say that to Patricia. What? Did I say it? Patrick, did I say something incorrect? I'm sorry, friend.
No, it's for the capital letter.
You know why, Ivan? Because I am always worried that if I don't say anything, the student can think that this is correct.
Sorry, my bad.
Yes, I have to correct people because if not, I feel guilty. Okay, you know, Patrick, that I love you, friend. So it's not there is no bad intention. Well, number three. However, he was usually a very efficient teacher. He wasn't available when I needed this information. What is the problem here? Anna, yes. Even though although, yes, Patrick. Even though, Natalie, yes. But never, however, at the beginning, right? Despite, no, Ivan, despite is not acceptable here because you can never use despite, subject, he, was, verb, etc. You have to use ing, a noun, or a noun phrase. Do you understand? Yes, never despite he. No. Despite being, yes. Yes, very good. Now, in number four, I appreciate being asked to give this talk again, though I would like to suggest ways of improving this year's event. Yes, according to Anna, it must be however, comma. Yes, I agree with that. Is that the only possibility? No, maybe there are more, but this is a beautiful solution, Anna. Because you have a period, un punto seguido, and then those should be at the end. Yes, let me check. But hot meals are limited to lunch. No. Sorry. I would like to suggest ways of improving this year's event, though. Yes. Very good, Ivan. It's another option, yes. Let's go to 5. We used to have only a few TV channels, where nowadays we have many more choices. Where? Solution for 5. Whereas, yes, Patrick, while, Anna, very good, very good. Whereas or while are perfect here. While, Natalie, yes. Whereas or while the monitor, yes, exactly that. Even though, Javi, even though, let's see, we used to have only a few TV channels, even though nowadays, yes, why not? Yes, Javi, perfect. Let's go to 6. While he left school at the age of 16, he went on to become one of the most famous politicians of his generation. Opinions about 6. Although he left, blah blah blah, Anna, yes. Even though, although Ivan, yes. Although Natalie, yes. I think this is better than while. Although, yes, Patrick, yes. Excellent. That's perfect. What about exercise number 6? Have a look. Complete these sentences with your own endings. Here you have to be creative. It's more difficult because you have to create. It's easy for many people, difficult for the rest. So let's see what you can do with exercise 6. As soon as you finish, tell me something for me to check your answers. Patrick, finished? Anna finished, the monitor finished. Also Javi. And Martha finished. Well, let's check this. I don't mind going to the dentist, but Ivan?
But I always end up with sleeping lips.
Really?
Sometimes. Usually.
Yes. Very good. I don't mind going to the dentist, but Martha?
Yes, but only if I don't have other option.
Yes, but only if I have to. Exactly, yes. Number two, I realize that it's very important to keep fit. However, Javi is not my favorite place, you know. Yes, Javi is not my favorite place either. Yes. Well, I go to number two. I realize that it's very important to keep fit. However what, Patri?
I hate going to the gym.
Yes, yes.
Well, it's not true.
Well, but that's a good example. Ivan, you wanted to say something? I feel too tired this week. Yes.
No, I try to put my speaker off. Sorry.
Okay, good. Well, now, whereas most people I know go to the gym at least twice a week, I what? Anna?
I prefer to practice sport outdoor.
Aha, very good, very good. Even though many people eat better food than they did 100 years ago, what? What? Natalie, what?
They don't do enough exercise.
Even though many people eat better food, they don't do enough exercise. Very good, Natalie. Very good. Well, friends, and now what? Well,
Jerry, Javi's answers are very amazing. Can you read it, please?
Yes, I am reading Javi's answer. Javi says that even though many people eat better food, is that one? No, I think it's number three. I feel too tired this week. I only see it from the bar. It's referring to what number? 1, 2, 3, or 4? It's the third. Whereas most people I know go to the gym at least twice a week. I only see it from the bar. Very good. Very good, Javi. I was Natalie. You want to say something? Okay, Martha. Yes, you know Javi. So yes, I think so, Javi. Avoid troubles. No. You are a good boy. You are a good boy, Javi. Well, awesome. Yes. Well, friends, and now what? Well, now in the workbook, we have an exercise dealing with this topic. So let's go to the workbooks, page 64. Workbooks, page 64. Let me have a look. 60 and 4. Page 64. Workbook, page 64. What exercise is it? This is exercise number 2. Read what a student, let me make it bigger. Read what a student said about the photographs and then complete the gaps using the conjunctions and adverbs in the box below. You will need to use some of them more than once, and then listen and check your answers. Don't expect to listen to anything because I don't have the recordings, right? So I'm going to tell you the connectors or conjunctions are although, but, despite, even if, however, whereas. But whereas is the example, so you cannot use whereas again. Or yes. Yes, why not? Whatever. Well, let's work. When you finish, send me a message for me to check it. Natalie is ready. Patri finished. Ana Huerta finished. The monitor finished. And Javi. Well, friends, a question, because there are many possibilities, but what do you think is the adequate in number 2? However, for Javi, however, for Ana Huerta, and however for Patrick Pies, and for Ivan, however, for Martha, however, yes, yes, very good. And in number 3, even if, Patrick, even if Ivan, even if Ana Huerta, yes, very good. Even if Javi and Martha, perfect. Even if, and in 4, although for Ivan, although for Martha, Javi, but, Patrick Huerias, Ana Huerias, Natalie, although, yes, all these are possible. So you all are correct because they are acceptable, right? And in number 5, despite for Ivan, despite for Anna, despite for Patrick Pies, and for Martha is despite, Javi, despite, yes. There is no, yes, Natalie, very good, despite. There is no other choice because you only have the bad weather. It's a noun phrase, characteristic of despite or in spite of, but we don't have the option. In 6, what do you say, what do you think is the adequate? But for Ivan and for Patrick, but for Martha Moreno, Sid. Yes, yes, but for Natalie, correct. But is the adequate one in number 6. And in 7, despite for Ivan, and although for Anna, although for Javi, although for Martha, although is the perfect choice. Yes, Patrick. No, Ivan, despite, you get confused because rafting, but rafting is the name of a sport. Now, number 8. Even if for Anna, even if for Natalie, even if for Patrick Pies, and for Martha, even if for Javi, even if, and for the monitor, although, even if, yes, even if is perfect in number 8. Thank you for this. We have an exercise which is the most important of the exercises, but it is not in the books. So I'm going to attach it to the chat. Have a look. Wait a second. This is the exercise I mentioned before. Well, it's not very well seen, so I'm going to send it to your WhatsApp group. If you allow me and give me just 1 second. Where is it? Contrast. Well, now you have this exercise there in your WhatsApp group. Let's begin with part number 1, exercise 1, fill in the blanks with a suitable contrast connector, whereas, but, although, however, despite, in spite of. On the other hand, here you have more options. There are 10 sentences. Please analyze carefully. When you finish, remember, we are practicing this because Cambridge loves evaluating this in the use of English examination, right? When you finish sentences from 1 to 10, only exercise 1, send me a message. I haven't finished. Patrick finished. Anna finished. And Javi. Well, let's check this out. Number one, what connector of contrast did you use in number one? What connector of contrast you consider to be adequate? Although for Javi, for Mike, I don't know. For Anna is although. For Ivan is although. For Patrick is although. And although is the perfect connector for this context. Yes, despite. No, despite is not adequate, Martha. You can use despite being warned. Yes, despite being. Yes. But not despite Andrew was warned. With despite or in spite of is not adequate. Number two, Maria didn't get a promotion, blank her qualifications. What about number two? Possibilities. In spite of or despite for Anna. Yes, and despite, in spite of for Ivan, despite for Javi, for Patrick, despite or in spite of. Yes, exactly. Despite or in spite of. Let's see number three. Zambia is a landlocked country, comma, Kenya has a coastline. Well, it's whereas for Patrick, whereas for Ivan, whereas for Javi, and for Anna is whereas. Yes, whereas is perfect. In number four, on the one hand, you could rent a flat instead of buying one, period. Blank, you are always at the mercy of landlords. But, Patrick Pies, on the other hand, Ivan, on the other hand, Javi. Well, the perfect is on the other hand, because they say on the one hand, and we normally finish with on the other hand, but it's not incorrect. But the perfect is on the other hand, and a comma, remember, on the other hand, comma, blah, blah, blah. 5, this restaurant has a good reputation, comma, that one doesn't. What about this? Number 5. However, no, on the other hand, no, friend. You know why? Because you don't have a period. No tienen un punto y seguido. Right? So, whereas is better, maybe. Whereas, yes. Now 6. The city has a 50 kilometers per hour limit, period. Blank, comma. People are often caught speeding. In number 6. However, Ivan, however, Patri Paez, however, Ana Huerta, and Javi, however, yes, friends, this is perfect. Look at the punctuation. Perfect for however. 7. Observe number 7. You won't be forgiven your apology. Your apology. See, this is a noun or noun phrase. So what is the option here? Despite or in spite of for the monitor. Anna the same, despite, in spite of. Javi, in spite of. For Patri, despite or in spite of. Yes, friends, perfect, perfect. 8. We couldn't find a house to buy. We looked at quite a few. What? But Ivan, although Patri Paez, although Ana Huerta, even though, yes, Javi, it can be the three of them. It can be but, although, even though. But in the exam, in your exam, don't use but. Because but is incorrect. No, no, no. The problem is that but doesn't give you marks. Because Cambridge considers that you know but since you were born. So it's better to use although, even though it gives you marks. Number 9, he always looks so lonely and sad. His popularity. His popularity. And now popularity, you see? What is it in number 9? In spite of or despite, Anna? Despite or in spite of, Ivan? Yes, Patri Pies, despite, in spite of, Javi, despite. Yes, friends, correct, correct. Let's go to number 10. He's quiet and shy, comma. His sister is lively and talkative. Whereas for Anna, whereas for Ivan, whereas for Patri Pies. Excellent. Whereas is the option here. Now let's go to a serious exercise. Let's go to a advanced level exercise. Exercise number 2. Join each pair of sentences. Be careful where you put the words in brackets, although, in spite of, or despite. Be careful, right? Sometimes you have to make some adaptations, right? Let's do it. When you finish exercise 2, send me a message. Well, Anna finished. And the monitor. And Martha. Patrick finished. Well, let's check this. Dave smokes. He seems to be in good health. And you have to use although. So I think it's a good idea I don't know if you can write down such a long sentence. Maybe it's very, very tiresome. Don't you think it's better if I give you the answer and you check and compare with your answer? Because I think it's too long, right? In my opinion, number one, do you agree? Thank you, friends. Thank you, because if not, you have to be typing and typing and typing hours. Listen, in my opinion, it could be, although Dave smokes, comma, he seems to be in good health. If you have a different answer and you want to check it out, Mike, it means that, okay, no, I think I'm so slow. Well, number two, you have two sentences. I couldn't sleep. I was tired. You have to use despite. Despite is a problem. Be careful with despite. I couldn't sleep despite being tired. Is a possible solution. Check it out.
Jerry.
Yes?
Despite I was tired, comma, I couldn't sleep.
Aha. Despite I was, no. Impossible.
Impossible.
Yes,
So,
because you are using subject verb and you cannot use a clause. You cannot use a clause, subject verb predicate, after despite. No, you don't have that possibility.
Okay.
That's why you have to make some changes. Despite being tired, I couldn't sleep.
Okay, I understand.
Number three, friends. Max didn't notice the sign. It was right in front of him. And you have to use even though. Mike didn't notice the sign, even though it was right in front of him. Or even though the sign was right in front of him, Max didn't notice it. It's another option. You can change the position. Number 4, Kate never learned Spanish. She lived in Spain for many years. And you have to use although. Kate never learned Spanish, although she lived in Spain for many years. Although Kate lived in Spain for many years, she never learned Spanish. She was stupid. Number 5, Joe is a millionaire. He hates spending money. And you have to use despite. The problem is despite, remember? Despite being a millionaire, comma, Joe hates spending money. Another option, because this is ing, despite being. I'm going to use despite noun. Despite his wealth, a pesar de su riqueza, despite his wealth, comma, Joe hates spending money. See that? Many options. And now, orally. Exercise 3 is orally. This is advanced level. I couldn't sleep, although I was tired. Yes, okay. Despite, I have to make changes. Can you say the same using despite?
Despite being tired, I couldn't sleep.
Excellent, Anna. Very good. Despite being, see the change? Despite being tired, I couldn't sleep. Although he has got an English name, he is in fact German. Despite.
Shall I?
Yes.
Despite having got an English name, he's in fact German.
Yes. Yes. Or you can say, he's got an English name despite being, in fact, German. Yes, yes, good, good. 3, in spite of, synonym of despite. In spite of her injured foot, she managed to walk to the village. And now you have to use although. Nobody. It's not difficult in reality.
Although her foot was injured, she managed to reach. I don't know because I'm not reading the because I can see it.
Yes, but that's the idea.
Yeah,
Yes.
she managed to go to the village because I can read it through the mobile phone and I can talk and see the paper and the
Yes,
yes. And the sky. Sorry.
That was perfect, Patrick. Yes, yes.
Okay. Sorry.
No. She says, although she had an injured foot, or although she had injured her foot, these are options. Yes, she managed to walk to the village. Very good, Patrick. Very good. And friends, we have to stop. We have to stop because of the time. The homework for next class is a reading comprehension exercise. Let me show you. Give me a second. A second. My God. This is the first part of the homework. And here is the other part. Anyway, I'm going to send it to your WhatsApp group so you have it in the mobile phone, right? Thank you very much, friends. Thank you, Ivan, especially you, for immediately reacting and helping me with the class. I was totally lost in something that I never understood. Bye-bye, friends.
Bye.